Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. It's October 24th, 2023. Let's dare think about the impossible. I think Tyson Fury schools Ngannou. I'm someone who's going to go with the heavyweight champion. I expect the fight to go a few rounds. I expect Fury to pull away, if not get a late stoppage in the fight. But let's go in the other direction in this video. How possibly could Ngannou shock the world and take down the reigning heavyweight champ? Right? Understand, and it's a bit of a shocker. When Ali fought Liston, Ali was something like a 7-1 underdog. You might be surprised to know that the betting line right now on Ngannou has him going off at around 8-1 odds on his side of the play. In other words, there are gamblers out there who think that this fight isn't Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson, right? Which went off at more than 30-1. There are gamblers out there who feel that Ngannou has a chance. Let's talk about how he can maximize that chance. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, in my favorites folder is a fight that's a personal favorite. It has it all to me. Right? It's Kell Brook. We forget how good he was. It's Kell Brook jumping 2 weight classes to challenge Gennady Golovkin for Golovkin's middleweight title. Right, folks? It's all there. In the second round, with about a minute left, Kell Brook opens up a bit, believe it or not, against a dominant middleweight champion. Kell Brook starts throwing big shots, and he is simply too fast. Simply too good a boxer for Golovkin. Understand how high risk Kell Brook is. Kell Brook is not only throwing combinations, he's throwing punches like uppercuts, which require you to be pretty close to the guy in front of you. And he's landing them flush. Right? He has Golovkin catching flush shots to the point where in the last third of the second round, Kell Brook looks like he's taken over the fight. When the bell sounds and Kell Brook turns to go back to his corner, if you look in the crowd, you're going to see several people jump to their feet at the end of the second round. This is 6 minutes in to a fight against a dominant middleweight champion. Understand, Golovkin, when he's the middleweight champion, he goes on a stretch where no one goes the distance against him. Right? Look at Golovkin fight results. He's one of history's dominant middleweight champions. And here's a welterweight doing the opposite of a Jermell Charlo. He's in there roughing up Golovkin to the point where the crowd is on its feet 6 minutes in. But what I want you to look at in the film is there's another surprise. We don't associate Golovkin with great foot speed. But folks, the film does not lie. Here it is, caught on camera. Wherever Kell Brook is going in the ring, Golovkin follows him. Golovkin will not lose the pocket. He doesn't allow Kell Brook, who had fast feet. We know Kell Brook had fast feet. He doesn't allow Kell Brook to back out of the pocket. Golovkin is always there. Even as Golovkin is getting hit with huge shots. Even as Golovkin is loading up with left hooks that miss Kell Brook completely. There is never the moment in this fight where Golovkin gets frustrated and Golovkin allows Kell Brook to back away from the pocket. No, Golovkin is in pursuit. He is always after Kell Brook. Understand how bad it is for Golovkin at the end of the second round. The camera goes to his corner. He has his trainer who he should never have left. Right? I don't care what the beef was. When you discover magic, you need to hold on to magic. He has Abel Sanchez in front of him. Right? Sanchez is a hard man. He's not a fan club trainer. Right? So he's talking to Golovkin. You sense the urgency. This is 6 minutes into the fight. Look at Golovkin's forehead. You see some redness on it. You notice a couple of cuts. Again, this is at the end of the second round. Right? You look at Golovkin. Golovkin looks winded. Folks, this is the end of the second round. Clearly, Golovkin understood. Wow, this guy has hand speed. Wow, this guy has hit me with some flush shots. The first round was a barn burner. I lost the second round. Right? Golovkin understands he's in a fight. Does he try to pace himself to go 12 rounds? The answer is no. Understand, he gets off the stool at the end of the second round. He's back on his front foot. Right? Whenever Kell Brook is moving away, Golovkin moves with him. Kell Brook at times allows himself to be up against the ropes. Golovkin is always within an arm's length away. In the third round, Golovkin throws a left hook that we now know fractures Kell Brook's orbital bone. Right? You see Kell Brook reaching for the eye in the third round. You can tell something is wrong. But understand, Golovkin never takes his foot off the gas. Golovkin is prioritizing his foot speed. He's prioritizing his position in the ring. He's not allowing Kell Brook to back out of the pocket. Eventually, he wilts Kell Brook in a great fight. Kell Brook, after jumping 2 weight classes, gave Golovkin one of his best matches. Now, Ngannou, of all the things to prioritize in this fight, and I keep hearing about Ngannou's power as if he's going to be able to land that against a moving heavyweight champion. Right? Of all the things that that Ngannou needs to prioritize, in my opinion, the first is foot speed. He cannot make the mistake that 2 heavyweight champs made against Tyson Fury. He cannot be Vladimir Klitschko, watching Tyson Fury dance outside of the pocket, watching Tyson Fury flick a mobile jab, move around the ring, be too far away for Vladimir Klitschko to land his great straight right. Right? Nor can Ngannou beat Deontay Wilder in the rematch, where Wilder's standing around outside while Fury measures him. Understand, when Fury sticks out his left hand and is not throwing a punch, referee should not have allowed it. Right? Fury was figuring out how far away he needed to be to avoid Deontay Wilder's straight right. Right? And Wilder Rather than duck under the punch, get inside, stay close, like Golovkin does against Kell Brook, Wilder lets the more mobile fighter do that. Right? In this fight, Ngannou needs to be on the move forward. If Fury sticks out his left to measure him, Ngannou has to be prepared to duck under the left, to knock it away, and to maintain distance. Right? That's Ngannou's biggest challenge. It's to control distance. Like Golovkin, he needs to be prepared to take some shots. Right? Golovkin did the math and figured out he was being hit by a guy who didn't have experience in middleweight, who was not a big-time middleweight puncher. Kell Brook has a lot of power, but that power was at 147. Right? Ngannou needs to do the math and needs to figure out that Tyson Fury is not a blessed puncher. Right, folks? He's not. Tyson Fury gave an interview where he called himself the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division and pointed out that he knocked down Deontay Wilder. Right? Understand, in that fight, Tyson Fury wasn't the biggest puncher. The biggest puncher was Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, for all of his skills, right? For all of his skills, and I'm a Tyson Fury fan, he's not the biggest puncher in the UK. Right? Anthony Joshua, let's be real, punches harder than Tyson Fury. Right? Understand, Tyson Fury is not the biggest puncher in Frank Warren's group. He does not hit as hard as Zhilei Zhang. So Ngannou, like Golovkin, needs to make a decision that he's going to have to take some punches to control distance. Controlling distance, keeping Fury within arm's length, should be his primary responsibility. If he wants to have an armbar to avoid getting hit with the kind of uppercut that Fury used to stop Dillian Whyte, okay, fine. He can protect against some punches. I'm not saying be naked. Right? If he feels that Fury has a great right hook, okay, park a hand here. Come in like this. Right? Guard your chin, guard the side of your head. Protect against an uppercut and a right hook. Right? Take Fury's left hand. But the point is, as Fury tries to move away, you need to take his back foot away from him. Just like Golovkin did against a much more mobile Kell Brook. You need to be aggressively on your front foot. It's Ngannou's only chance. He's too old to learn how to box against the reigning heavyweight champ. He's too old to learn how to fight on his back foot against the reigning heavyweight champ. No, he's a puncher. He needs to be honest with himself. If I'm Mike Tyson, I tell him, player, look at my fight against Brian Nielsen. What you need to do is be inside. You need to try to be closer to Fury than Fury's belt. Right? You need to be inside. When Fury moves back, you cannot allow him to back away from the pocket. Let me also point out, too, that he needs to start channeling Rocky Marciano. Right? It's not going to be a clear day. You're not going to have clear opportunities to land on Tyson Fury. So if Fury has his hands down around his body, because you're smart enough not to go after his head. He's 6'9" with a lean. It's hard to find his head. You're going to kill the body first. If Fury drops his hands around his body, then like Rocky Marciano, you're going to hit his hands. You're going to view that as an opportunity to land punches on his bicep. You're going to sap his power that way. You're going to control distance. You're also going to maintain volume. The judges have to see. The fans have to see that you're being active. Any lull in the action hurts you. Understand, too, how much of a mismatch this is. The public, as in the Kell Brook fight, the public believes that your opponent is going to beat you. So if you get the opponent to clinch you while you're moving your hands, that's a victory. That's going to be a jaw dropper, right? You've gotten Tyson Fury to clinch you, a guy in his first boxing match. You have Tyson Fury trying to slow down the fight. That's the pace you need to set. Right front foot, control distance. He's backing away from the pocket. You need to chase him. If he's hitting you while backing up, how hard can the shots be? Right? I understand. Ali drops Sonny Liston in the rematch in exactly this situation. But that's the kind of pressure that Ngannou has to bring on Tyson Fury. Right? If Tyson Fury is able to back away from the pocket, you're looking at a one-sided fight where Fury is going to win 90% of the rounds. You cannot allow him to do so. Let me also point out, too, that the flaws make the diamond. You're fighting a highly technical fighter, so you need to be outside of what's technical. As you're trying to take away Tyson Fury's body, as you're trying to force him to drop his hands, you want to throw wild hooks up top, right? They don't have to be short. They have to be hard. Assume Fury's going to lean back as you throw the hook. Throw the hook where you think he's going to be. It could be wide. It could be unorthodox. It's that wildness. It's that lack of technical prowess that could give you the edge. In other words, if you fight a traditional fight, you lose. You want to fight a fight that's untraditional, right? But your job A has to be your foot speed. Within the first 10 seconds of every round, just like Golovkin does against Kell Brook, you need to close the distance. And you need to be within an arm's length of Tyson Fury. You need to dare Fury to try to open up, to knock you out. Because it's when Fury opens up that you have your best chance in the fight. Kill the body, the head will follow. If I'm Ngannou, job 1 is control distance, get within arm's length. Job 2 is to go to his body. Job 3 is to throw stuff up top, right? Wild stuff. But to make the public understand, hey, I'm going for home runs, right? The punch doesn't even have to land. You're trying to land a punch. But if you throw some wild shot and Fury's fortunate enough to back away from it, okay, great. Come back with the other arm. But the point is, look active. Be active. Right? Run red lights. You should not care what Fury is doing to you, as long as you can keep this within arm's length. If you start reading Fury's feints, in my opinion, you've lost the fight. Right? The idea that a guy in his first fight is going to be able to read feints, outbox a boxer is silly. You need to punch a boxer. You need to be the one initiating the action. Don't wait on a boxer. Right? That's my advice to Ngannou If lightning strikes and he gets lucky and he's able to hurt Fury to the body or land some wild winging but very hard shot up top, wow, that'll be on the front page of every sports section the day after the fight. He'll be the man of the moment. Understand too, let's be real here. Fury wants a slower paced technical boxing match. He might fight Usyk next month. He doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't want any cuts that could jeopardize that fight. He doesn't want any cartilage damage or sore ribs that might prevent him from training for the Usyk match. That's in your favor, Ngannou. That's why you need to keep him within an arm's length in a high volume, high pressure fight. You lose the pressure, you lose the fight badly. You allow Tyson Fury to fight his fight. Right? You fight Tyson Fury's fight, you lose. You need to fight your fight. You need to ignore the feints. I was watching the Anthony Joshua Usyk first match, and I was absolutely baffled. Right here is Joshua the puncher in the fight, and he's reading Usyk's feints. He's actually boxing against Alexander Usyk. Folks, that's a mistake, right? Of course, somehow Daniel Dubois looked at the AJ playbook, it seems, because Dubois fights the same fight against Usyk. Right? Guys are in the ring. They're looking at Usyk. They're saying, oh, I have to read his feints. Oh, he's threatening a, jab. Or he's throwing jabs and he's moving, hinting at throwing a straight left. I need to think about that. Ngannou needs to think differently. The idea here is just a power thing. If you believe that you have the big punch, then you're the one who should dictate terms. Right? The idea is, look, I can't box a boxer, especially when I'm in my first boxing match, and he's the heavyweight champ. No, I need to keep him within arm's length, whatever he's feinting or threatening. I need to let him know, player, I'll be your huckleberry. You want to trade? I'm here to trade. Just understand, I'm going to let my hands go and I'm not going to let you back out of the pocket. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Right? You're hinting at throwing a straight right hand. Hey, make my day. Ngannou needs a shootout. He needs to cause a shootout, like Golovkin. He needs to let the guy who's the superior boxer, with the superior foot speed, understand that he won't be able to back out of the pocket. That this is going to be more of a fight than a boxing match. Let me take this call. That's how I see it. Let me know what you think in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.